What's happening, everyone? Welcome to this episode of Everything 9000. It's bring your own beer, guys. Where is it? Boris said bring your own beer.
I think he's a fucking legend.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, wait, before you jump in, let's just let everyone know what we're talking about. We're talking about Boris, having parties, events, impromptu drinks. Not just Boris, the whole Conservative Party. A lot of events, shenanigans going on at number 10 at times. So this is the dates we're looking at: 15th of May 2020, June 2020. We've got gatherings of 17 people, 30 people plus at a time where the rules in England were you can only meet one other person from another household.
Not even that, right?
It was. We've had photographic evidence come up recently showing all of this going on. Boris is having a great time in his back lawn, and then there's this whole hoo-ha across the country, like, what is our Prime Minister doing? There's a whole inquiry now. A woman called Sue Gray is leading an inquiry. It's not an independent inquiry.
It is.
It's not an independent inquiry.
It's a government inquiry.
It's not an independent inquiry, which means it doesn't have any effect.
Oh, like legally binding.
Legally binding.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's what you mean.
Ultimately, the decision is still in Boris's hands. It was meant to, this Sue Gray report was meant to be released by the end of January. That has been delayed because the police has come forward and who are also conducting an investigation. Right. And the police have said that whatever they're investigating should not be included in this Sue Gray report.
They use the term minimal reference.
So this Sue Gray report has been delayed. Before all of this happened, it was thought that the Sue Gray report might be the
nail in the coffin.
The nail in the coffin for Boris Johnson, and he may be sacked. So these are the levels we're talking about. But it's all changed now.
Right, let's unpack it one by one. Okay, yeah, first of all.
Here we go.
Okay. This is like No, so look, first of all, where did you guys sit on the whole thing with Boris having parties while everybody else was dying and like being at home?
Well, he didn't.
Ishan thinks he's a legend. I don't know.
No. Okay, yeah. Seriously, that's just straight up wrong.
But he didn't come out on TV, live television, address the nation and say, I didn't think it was he thought it was a work event.
Yeah, he didn't think it was a party.
He did.
That's why I think he's a legend, mate.
No, there's emails going around saying, bring your own booze. Who fucking brings their own booze? I've never had an email from or a message from you. We're doing a podcast that they bring your own fucking booze.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't a gathering. I don't know, impromptu drinks.
No,
bring your own booze.
No, but I don't know who he's trying to fool with that. Like, it's the fucking audacity to lie in the face of, like, knowing not every fucking single person, right down to a 1-year-old, fucking knows you are lying, but you're still going to stand there and lie. This is the fucking...
Do you want to say fucking one more time?
No, but like, this guy is meant to be our leader, right? He has no moral authority to lead any of us. Why do you think the rules that he makes, we should follow them?
Yeah, he does. He definitely does look like a bit of a clown right now, like more than a clown. He's a bit.
This whole thing of him being, I'm sick and tired of hearing people saying, "Oh, he's a clown. Oh, he's a clown. It's fine. He's a clown. He's always been like that. It's Boris." That shit worked when he was the London mayor, right? Yeah, because he didn't have the fucking responsibility of leading us and reducing the number of deaths in COVID, right? He's the leader of the country. He's in the highest office there is in this country. You have to fucking respect that. You can't just be the bumbling Englishman anymore,
I'm chill with this first, yeah. But anyway, let's go through, some of the events. On the 15th of May, 2020, there was a cheese and wine party at Tent Garden. That's where, the photographic evidence came out. There were around 17 staff pictured together.
He's got some snakes near him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
sure. He's got some snakes near him.
20th of May, a leaked email surfaced saying, like you just said, bring your own booze. Then 19th of June was his birthday. Apparently, there was a birthday party for him with about 30 people attending.
So what happened was his wife, I think girlfriend at the time, she basically surprised them with the birthday party. And then which Tory MP was it? He said, well, if you look at that, really, it was like he was ambushed with the cake.
Yeah, I mean, so this is 3 of 10 plus events that have surfaced, impromptu drinks, someone leaving, even Rishi Sunak having some drinks. It's like, there's like a leaving speech for someone, or just a general gathering, there's a meeting. Really blurred lines between, are they actually doing work or is there booze? These are factors that are actually even going into this report. how much alcohol was there, and if so, can they be deemed to have been working at the time? Sue Gray actually has wide berth in relation to this. She can look into all emails, she can look into calendars, she can really conduct all investigations, she can speak to people that were there as time and actually, interview them.
Yeah, and there was also reports of like people being telling to clean their phones as well. So people, the staffers and stuff, there's reports that people were like, they were sent a message and stuff to clean their phones.
Yeah. Did you guys see that Joe Lycett post recently?
No.
So he's a comedian, Birmingham based, and he posted, it was a post, I would genuinely encourage you to look at it after, right? But he posted a fake release of events that happened, stuff that was said, and apparently it actually got to Downing Street, and there was a whole sort of chaos going on in Downing Street itself. They were like, who said this? Why did this MP say this? And apparently it was a whole thing. So yeah, a comedian got to number 10. Yeah. And yeah, it was a whole thing.
I love that. They're
shook.
You know what it is? Like, he is on very thin ice, and he's actually been now investigated separately as well. I don't know if you guys
do you think he cares? I don't think he cares.
He doesn't.
No, but you know what? A lot of people, politicians, have said the fact that the police is investigating our prime minister, that is just not acceptable.
No. Okay, look. Yeah. First of all, if any leader of any sort of like an ounce of moral fucking consciousness or like any sort of like integrity, an ounce of integrity, right? Yeah, is known to be investigated. They, out of respect for the high office, that is the prime minister, like, right? Okay, yeah, would resign. Okay, but we are dealing with a person who's stooped so low, right? Who's in the gutter, right? Doesn't care unless you actually shoot him or something, right? He will hang on to power for as long as he can.
That's what he's doing. He's hanging on now.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He's trying to squeeze it for as long as it's.
And it's shameless. Honestly, it's shameless. I don't know how
fine.
he
We know where you stand. We know where you stand, right? But okay, let's just think. Obviously the report hasn't come out. It's a shame. It would have been good for that to have come out by this point, right?
And let me get on the Met Police as well. By the way, yeah, Met Police. It stinks. It stinks. The whole investigation of Met Police. Okay, yeah, it stinks of corruption. Okay, you know why? Like the head of Met Police, Cressida Dick, yeah, that right. But basically she is like one of the biggest Boris Johnson's loyalists. Okay, because Boris Johnson, when she was being criticised and when they were called for her to be like removed, okay, yeah, after that murder of the girl and the whole protests as well, last year,
yeah,
there were huge calls for her to be sacked. And Boris Johnson basically did nothing. She stood like resolute, and he did nothing. Right. And he kept her on. Like there was so much pressure.
So there's all these bodies.
And right now, the police were adamant all this time that when these reports were coming out of these parties, people breaking the rules. Because at the moment, when you look at like other people, normal, common people that broke the rules had parties. Okay, yeah. There was a post that the Guardian did about how people had genuine reason where they couldn't like actually, stick to the rules. They had to break the rules to be with somebody, right? Okay, yeah, they will fine like thousands of pounds, right? Whereas the police were adamant with this one, they're not going to be investigating, that nothing's going to happen because it's already happened and there's no evidence. The moment this report starts coming out, there's issues that this report's actually going to nail him, this report's going to be huge. All of a sudden the police become interested in certain aspects of the reports and saying, okay, we're investigating this now, and because we're investigating this, you can't make reference to it in your report, it has to be redacted, for example.
So exactly. So essentially the Sue Gray report may not be as damning as we feel now. It will come out and, of that report, any final say sticks with Boris. Anyway.
I mean, had the police not meddled in this report, right, yeah, Boris Johnson would have been gone by now. 100%. I'm being serious. Had like the Met Police not started their own investigation, whatever that is.
So what do we think is going to happen?
Apparently, so this is now like Sunday today, right? So apparently the number 10 have been sent the report, a redacted report over the weekend. And apparently, so by now, I think Boris Johnson would have seen it. But I do believe it is redacted. But a lot of like people are coming out and saying, why is it redacted? Like the police are investigating. It only becomes like, the evidence only becomes prejudiced. Okay, yeah, like if you're actually going to be charging the person, the police have said they're not charging, right? So why can't like reference be made to the parties and stuff?
So most likely, he'll stay in power. But we don't know how it's going to play out, how the media is going to play out, what people are going to say, even Tory backbenchers. Still, Tory backbenchers can come together and vote.
No confidence. But they being like, a lot of the MPs that are trying to push that agenda, right, to push him out, are either being threatened, okay, yeah, by saying we'll take away your local funding, right? Okay, yeah. So like all the MPs for their local areas, they were threatened, like we'll take. That's actually blackmail. That's actually, you know, that's breaking the rules, okay. And the second thing as well, they're being warned. Oh, if you do vote no confidence, it'll go back to a general election. And right now, I don't know if the
Conservative would win.
No, they wouldn't. Labour has a lead at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, because of all this thing with Boris Johnson and stuff, he's dropped huge, like he's in minus 37 points at the moment or something like that. Labour have a lead at the moment, so if there was an election tomorrow, it's likely Conservatives may win, but it'd be a less majority, and there is a chance that Labour might actually pip them to it as well. So they being kind of threatened and warned, like, oh, this is what will happen if you trigger this, or if you do this, this is what will happen. So they are trying to like basically crush the rebellion a bit within the Tories by one, blackmailing, and two, saying it'll be a general election.
Yeah, as in, let's see what happens. But what do you think will happen?
I think
he's going to stay in power. I don't think that, you know, he's going to step down. He's just not the kind of guy to.
But do you want anyone else from that Conservative Party stepping in?
Like
Priti
who?
Patel, Rishi Sunak, Dominic Cummings.
No.
What was her name? The other
Elizabeth Truss.
Elizabeth Truss.
No, she just spent.
She's
no,
one of the
by the way,
front
she
runners.
just spent like
Never heard of
500k of public money on a private plane to America. Right. And
Yo,
that's the kind of people.
Don't you think you'd do that if you had that power?
No, it's public money. Why would I spend 500k just for a private?
Look at that
plane?
anger on his face. But anyway, yeah, what we're saying is the grass may not always be greener on the other side.
But that doesn't mean you keep the clown. Why don't we just bring Jeremy Corbyn in? You know, what's the problem with that? What are you looking at?
I think he's a really cute guy.
Jeremy. Okay, let's not even talk about this.
That's fine. That's fine.
The wounds got too deep with that one, man.
You know, I think that's fine. We've
Fuck
covered
yes,
this.
Aman.
Let's not beat a dead horse, right? I think, yeah, we've covered that. Obviously, it's a bit of a shit show.
What do you think is going to happen?
What do I think is going to
Yeah.
happen? I have no idea. I don't care about politics.
No, I think basically the report is likely. I was hoping the report would be out before we did the podcast, man. I was really disappointed it's not, because like we would have really dug in. But when the report comes out, I don't see him hanging about anymore. Even like the most ardent Tory fan, like, you know, the most ardent supporters of his, kind of turned their back on him. There was a Tory MP that defected to Labour, and they're just sick and tired of his lying. Like everybody in the House of Commons, when he stands there and, you know, at Prime Minister's questions, every person knows he's lying through his teeth. And you know what? You can't.
All politicians lie.
No, but not to that extent. But you can't sustain that. You can't sustain
I
that.
think we're going to cut the episode there. That's enough. Boris, bring your own booze.
They're like,
See you later.
just go, man. Just go.